So when you're taking it out, you go counterclockwise, guys, and when you're putting it back in, you go clockwise. And I'm taking this one out, and this is new, and I wanted to take the harness off that one and use this one because I'm not sure how that map sensor looks, and I'm not sure if it's good. But when I started the vehicle yesterday, I didn't have any issues. I didn't have any issues with my map sensor. So, and yeah, and I don't really like this map sensor either, guys, because right now is a good thing I checked it, because now I'm looking at it, and there's a rubber gasket on here, and it's all threaded out and looks all soft and everything. I can take this one off this one here and put it on this one, but I would love to get this harness out, and because I know I plugged it in, so and the only way I can get it off is from releasing it from in here. And I would love to go ahead and do this now. Before, see, now I release this piece in here, because this little piece right here was locked on here, and so now I got it out, and a lot of things I'm looking at that doesn't look right. This one is the original one. It comes with a guide, orange guide in here. I could take this orange guide out from this one, and I can put it into this one, because this one doesn't have a, this one came, I bought this one off the market, but they didn't have a guide in it. Guys, so I just popped this little green piece out, and I'm just gonna stuck it in here, because these comes with a guide for a reason, and it is one of the locking mechanism. So I'm not gonna throw away this one, I'm gonna keep it, but I just don't like the rubber on it, because the rubber is all worn out, and that's why nobody really changed the rubber. They just go ahead and change the map sensor itself. So I'm just gonna plug my map sensor back in here like that, and see, it locks again and it won't come out. So that's one of the locking mechanism, that little green piece, it helps to lock this piece right here. So that green piece that's in here, this part goes on it and sit and locks. But when I press down on it, see, it comes out on this one, and it won't come out on this one. So it comes out on that one. See the little green mechanism, that's why it wouldn't come out on this one, because this green piece got stuck in here, and this green piece is not meant to be on here. It's meant to be on the harness itself. It's meant to be on the harness itself. So as soon as I put this one in here that I got from my old engine, it sits this green piece back into place, and that's why I was able to unplug it. And see, now I'm pulling on it and it won't come out. It's not coming out. I have to press on here, and as I press on it, it comes out. So all these little things you want to check, guys, all these little things you want to check for, because, you know, driving your vehicle and stuff like that, it will come out. And I went ahead and I changed this also, because the one that came on the one for the engine, it broke right in here, right in the creases right here. It broke, so there was vacuum escaping through here. So I took the originally the original one that came on my vehicle had a hole right there too. We had a crack, but luckily I had two of these, so I just popped the old one out of this and put the one that come with this engine, because the one that comes with this engine, the rubber was good, so I took it off that manifold cover and put it on here. And I'm just going to secure my map sensor like I said, it could be good, and it should be good, because when I plugged my scanner in yesterday, it wasn't telling me anything that my map sensor was bad and or anything like that. But like I said, I didn't start the vehicle for a very long time. I have to let it idle and sit there for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, let the engine warm up, and then whatever codes that needs to come up will come up. And I'm just hoping and praying that I don't have any codes. So yeah guys, that's one way to do your thing. And I'm just gonna put my little thing right here, and my little map sensor, because I have so many sensors in my toolbox that they've been there for so long that right now they got rust on them, guys. They got rust on them. But you know, I just keep them for a reason. Keep them for a reason, guys. And you know, that is done. I'm just gonna put this back up together, and I really didn't want to put this back, but it's raining right now, so I gotta secure my cylinder head to make sure there's nothing, no water or anything going into there, and clean up these little surface if it has any sand or anything on it. And I'm gonna turn it around, and I'm gonna go back underneath it, and I'm gonna double check one more time to make sure my gasket is properly set and everything is in the place like that, because you can put it back on and you didn't double check your gasket, and maybe one of your gasket end was coming out like this, like that, guys, and you know, you put it back and now it's all crooked and stuff like that. So you want to make sure it's in there and it's sitting, because these are rubber really, and they sits in there and it doesn't fall out. And that's where your intake manifold cover gasket, and you want to protect those things, because it's little and small like that, but it's very expensive, guys. And one of the tricks that I learned when you put in this thing back is that you catch your EGR valve, and you catch the back plug on this before you put it back together, because it's hard to catch this back one right here. This back plug right here is very hard to catch. So what I normally catch this one first back here, guys, and once I plug this one in, I lock it. I lock that. See that? I push it down and it clicks, and I lock it. When now that I do that, I can put my manifold cover in, because the front one is easy to catch. And there's another one right here that I just push right up, and I like to push it up, and here it clicks. Okay, that's it. Okay, I heard it click. I know you probably didn't hear it click, but it clicks, and you pull down on your wires, your harness is not so hard, but you pull down on it a little bit, just to make sure. Alright guys, so there's a few things back here that need to be plugged back in. First, there's a back hose right here that needs to go back from the engine block onto the onto your intake manifold cover, because you will easily forget that. So I do them in sequence. I always put that little black piece of hose on, and then I always go get my EGR valve. Like I said, the EGR valve, it comes with a metal gasket, a round one, and it comes with a metal covering, but I like to center that gasket before I put it in. So, and you won't get the center of it, guys. You won't get the center of it right here, over here. here, this is the EGR valve, and your EGR valve goes from your engine block back to your intake manifold cover, and there's two little 5/8 5/16 screws that holds it back here. And like I said, I love to catch these ones first, because if you don't catch these, the rest of them is very hard to catch. If you don't catch this and line up this, you want to catch it, and there right here there's two pieces. You have the round gasket that in here, metal gasket, and then you have the covering. But if you put your intake cover down and tighten it up, you can't get to here because this can't move anymore. So what I like to do, I like to catch my gasket and make sure it's center with my rubber before I start bolting down. And I believe one of these holes I had to modify it too. I'm pretty sure of that. One of these, and that's why I had hope and prayed that the one that I was getting was gonna be good and okay. And this the hole right here that I had to put a bigger screw in it, and I'm just gonna go with the bigger screw that I had in it because it worked. It was bigger and longer, so I'm just gonna go find that screw because it did work, and this was the screw. You see this little screw right here, this is the little original one that comes with it, and this is the one that I put in. There are two different ones, and it's longer. It's longer, guys. See the length of it? It's longer. But what I did is once this goes down, it can go down and it can tighten it, because my EGR valve, I don't play around with it, guys, because you will get a check engine light for that EGR valve. And see how I got that to tighten up, guys. And my gasket and everything sits into place, and that's tight. And my gasket here, my gasket sits exactly into place where it needs to fit, right in here. It's positioned exactly center. And I believe this one back here I had to modify it too and use a bigger screw. And I know I have all the screws up here, and this is a little original screw that came with it. So these, and I had to modify it and put a bigger screw in it. And I had all the screws up here that I used to put in it. And this was the next one. This is like the one that I put at the front. So I had a pair of them, and instead of using one, I used the both of them. I had a pair, and instead of using one of two different screws, I use pair, so I know it's just one socket, and it's a 10 millimeter. And that's tight, guys. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with you putting in bigger screws or bigger bolts into the hole, as long as it holds it tight, because these little ones will go down, but they will not tighten up your EGR valve. And like I said, you don't want to play with your EGR valve, because that's your emission control right there. I control your whole emission system practically. So I always like to do that. And like I said, I still have to come and unplug all of these things, because I still have the back bracket back there to put on back onto my transmission mount. There's this little plastic piece is your EGR line that goes back into there, and then this rubber hose in is this clamp doesn't really have to be on it. I just put it on, because I didn't want to lose it. I had it for something and I didn't want to put it on, but it does, the original comes with it. No clamps goes on any of these hosing, and they do that for a reason. They just pull on and push off, and this one leads back to your master cylinder, and that's it. Now that I've done that, I can go ahead and I can plug my throttle body back in, and once I hear that click and know that it won't come out, I'll go ahead and I'll close it like that. And then don't forget that you also have a map sensor back there, guys. You also have a map sensor back there, and like I remember how I showed you, counterclockwise to take it out and clockwise to put it back in, and you just reach back there like that and you pop it in, and you hear that pop. Once you hear that pop, you know that it sits in, and you could always pull it back like that. And once you pull it like that, it will never come out. All right, but don't you don't try to force it. Just push it down. If you set it in the way you're supposed to set it, for it to come back clockwise, because you can't put it down from this position, this lock position, because it will never go in. The little sensor has a little groove that goes in, and you hear that pop because the rubber part has to pass through to go down, and the rubber is what help to hold in your map sensor. So once you push it down and you hear that pop, you know it's in, and you can turn it and you can lock it. All right, and you double check to make sure that your harness is not coming out and it's properly locked in, and you can then tuck those things up away. And that's it, guys. And I can go ahead now and I can tighten down my intake manifold cover, because I'm not going to really take this back off again. I don't really necessarily need to take it off, but it would give me more room if I'm working back there, but I don't have to take it all off. I can just unplug these and push it further out here back to the passenger side, so I'll be able to have enough room to put my my bracket back on onto my transmission mount. If I don't do that, then I'll have to go all the way underneath the bottom and try to do it from here. So I didn't want to really put back too much things together, guys. And there's a couple more things that you gotta remember to put on, because this little piece right here with the green tip on it, and that's your transaxle breather hose, and do remember that it goes back to the side right here. And when it goes back to the side right here, guys, it also goes into your throttle body like this. And when it goes into your throttle body like that, you also have another little nut up here. Once you push it in like that, it goes like that, and you push it in like that. It has a little nut right up here that holds this piece onto your throttle body, and a bolt down here that goes back into your engine block. Not really your engine block, but your thermostat hosing bracket right there. And it's a little short, thick screw that goes into there, and I have it in the toolbox. And all these little tip bits that I have up here that's getting rust, I gotta take them off and put them back. These are my hole cutter, my hole threaders. I don't really want to leave these anywhere, so I'm gonna take these up. But and yeah, I can find the screw, so that I know where it's at. I just need to go dig up and find it. And like I said, and I can go ahead now and start bolting down your bolt. And like I said, I didn't really want to bolt this down too tight, guys. I didn't really want to bolt this down too tight, because I probably still have to take it back off, and I don't want to I don't want to do unnecessary work. But I just keep this down so no water won't get down into my engine. safe to use a Craftman on it, guys, because your Craftman has a locking mechanism. Anytime it reaches a tightening point that it can't go no more, you know that the screw is, it's not tight, because you still have to go and hand tighten them down and torque them to the proper torque spec. It won't over tighten them, and that's why I like to use instead of the big handgun. Remember, I have to take this off because I had put a zip tie on here. I had put a zip tie on here, guys, and I don't really remember why I put that zip tie there. But I'm gonna take it off. I can't remember why. I know I put it there for a reason, but I just can't remember the specific reason. Can't remember the specific reason why I put it on, but I had put it on there for a reason. And I know I have all the cutters and everything that can cut this thing, but you know, I can't find them right now. I'm just gonna throw that back into my toolbox and work this thing down. So that's that right there, guys. That is done. And I'm not gonna leave anything on my engine because I want to cover my engine and take all these power tools out the rain and stuff. And I'm just gonna put this back on here so nothing gets into my throttle body. And the rubber part has a groove up here too, guys. It has a groove up here that you put it and it sits on. And I'm just going to plug my my sensor back in here like that, just to secure that and lock it. And I'm just going to take this little red piece out here from out here and plug my engine back in. Just pop it out, and I'm going to save it because I might need it in the future. So I'm just going to pop this back in like that. And all these doesn't come with any form of clamp or anything.